Hello, PolishLynx here. Let's continue with Everlasting Summer. Weird story, but let's continue. Alright, and then the world was covered in darkness. And then I disappeared. Just like that? Xenia kept her eyes fixed on the book, but the story seemed to start to interest her. Why not? The timely departure is a great skill, you know, and I'm a master of it, if anything. Yeah, you're a master of everything. She put the book down and hugged me. Slavia, who was clearly swimming in our direction, seemed to notice it and turned around towards the beach. Wait, I didn't even get to the main part. And not here, after all. I shyly turned away from her. Xenia clearly didn't like that and moved away from me. I'm tired of these stories of yours. They're always all one and the same. Let me tell you mine or for a change. And what about, I wonder? Like how I got here, for example. I've heard it 100 times already. And I've heard yours 200. For Xenia, Sovyonok didn't start with our meeting and the checklist. Because I always have and will have my first day of this session after she has already spent a week in the camp. Do you know that feeling when the time has stopped? When you can die, even if you really want to? Well, yeah, like here in this camp. No, it was always easier for me here. People behave more honestly, properly, no one really bullies anyone. There's none of, at the very least, that malice that was everywhere then, before. Do you remember? I didn't answer. I can just read books, talk to people. Someone needs me, someone considers me a friend. I have responsibilities. It seemed like Xenia was ready to burst into tears. Alright, why am I getting... Anyway, this one time I just woke up because of the excessive shaking of that 410 bus. Have you ever taken that bus? I know that. Well, I never did. We don't even have bus roads with 3 digits in our town. I didn't really understand what had happened yet, and a girl sitting near me says to me, "Hi, my name is Slavia." Slavia? What Slavia? Slavia who? Of course I was confused, but tried not to show it. Then we arrived at the camp and the things started to get stirred up. And then it happened again. And then again. Benya sighed. And I've seen you many times. You with Slavia, Lisa, Helena. She quietly gritted her teeth. But that wasn't me. We've been over that 100 times already, and now you're starting again. You, not you. You're all like peas in a pod. I was in your camps too, right? But she was not all like the real me. Exactly. Distinguishing the original from the fake is not as hard as you think. Yeah, because the fakes get renewed every time and the originals stay. It's not like that at all. As if you knew everything. What does it matter? I hugged Xenia tight and closed my eyes. I woke up covered in sweat, my heart beating like mad. The rising sun was unbearably hot, though it was no later than 6 or 7 AM by the looks of it. What the hell happened to me? The sinister pioneer was... what was that? Maybe it was just a dream, a hallucination. Right now I'm ready to believe in that. And I'm surprised you can, but whatever. Right now I'm ready to believe that in anything at all. Someone was slowly walking towards me across the square. I stared and recognized the camp leader. So you're at it again? She said, leaning over me. That made me get up from the bench and make a step back. And here I thought yesterday I was just a misunderstanding. And you, I'm just speechless to do something like that to a girl. What is she even talking about? What girl? What does she need from me, damn it? At least the camp leader looked like usual, but calmed me down a little. So, answer me now. You think you'll just get away with it this time? I call the police. I will even take it to the secretary of the All-Union Commonwealth Organization. She was puffing so much, she even went red and started to pant. In my camp! I will, you... In general, this behavior from the computer didn't surprise me one bit. But I felt uneasy because my mind was still returning to the events of the past night, leaving a depression, painful feeling close to embarrassment about something done within drunken haze. The strangest thing was that I didn't care about the computer shouting aloud a mere meter away from me. "Shut up already, okay? Shouting like there is a fire. What do you even know about problems? You think you've got a problem here? Oh. A pioneer was almost raided. What a disaster." I gritted my teeth and cast a menacing look at the computer that sent a flicker of fear across her face. "How about I tell you real problems, not those in your little imaginary world? Oh, just go to hell, you're just a waste of time." On the other hand, I always have more than enough of that time. A frightful thought suddenly flashed through my head. What if everything will always be like this now? What if I lose control over this world forever? Any pioneer girl will be able to spit in my face and the computer will get to lecture me like electronic. But that's worse than death. Anyway, I gotta go. I flung at the computer, who still hadn't recovered from shock, and went wherever my legs would carry me. But really, what is death for me personally? It seems like I've long since ceased to understand the very concept of the idea. Because if I can disappear, if I'm destined to live through the very same week in this damned camp time and time again, then maybe death is losing myself. Losing my power over the world, having uncertainty ahead. But that's even worse than the fate of any regular human. Their life is a game with an unhappy ending and with no ability to save your progress. My life is a game with no ending with the ability to save. What would they call such a life? If only I could remember how is it to be a regular man. They would probably call this hell. And this particular cycle, where even the soulless dolls humiliate me, is its last circle. I was ready to lose my mind if I only could. All the thoughts I'd been diligently driving away from myself suddenly surged with a new strength, returning long forgotten feelings. And who turned out to be right in the end? I was always convincing myself that I'm right, not them, because I'm alive and they disappeared while chasing empty illusions. But they disappeared and I stayed. And who got the better part of it in the end? Hehehe. An already familiar snicker sounded nearby. "Looks like you've understood something today." "I know who you are." My voice sounded calm, but the heart was beating madly like never before. "Oh really? It'd be interesting to hear. You are the same as me, a pioneer, but from another cycle. But didn't you always think that the others were no more after Semyon drove off on the bus that time? You thought that you were alone now in all as endless camps." I could be wrong. As hard as it was for me to admit, that possibility existed. "You wrong? Why, that cannot be." "Whatever. What you need? Did you just come to mock me for what I've been doing here before?" "You're saying that as if you feel guilty." "I don't feel guilty anyway. It's none of your business. Just answer the question." "Well, maybe you're right." The pioneer thought for a moment. "For it's a sin to laugh at the miserable." I suddenly felt a distinct desire to punch the disgusting smile off his face. After all, I am a trembling creature, or do I have the right? Who allowed him impose his ways in my world? Get lost. I shouted, jumped up and swung my face at him as hard as I could. But my hand just flew through a haze that disappeared in the air and I lost my balance, painfully falling to the ground. When the pain abates, I felt as if someone was standing nearby. And in it, from the bushes, was peeping a sassy little pioneer girl. "You got what you deserved." I have no idea what's written here. "Guess you're not as brave as your peers." Oh, you. It was so unexpected I even forget what I wanted to say. "Doesn't it surprise you at all that a man just dissolved into thin air right in front of you?" "Well, things happen. Maybe it's some trick. It doesn't matter anyways. You got what you had coming." Not wanting to put up with this insult any longer, I abruptly jumped up and rushed at her. But the guy was skillfully running through the trees while I had to spend precious seconds dodging the branches that slashed at my face, hillocks sticking out as well as invisible gullies. Earning a couple bumps and scratching my head bloody, I finally caught her in the square. What? Not so fast after all, are you? It's not as easy as running from some hobbits. Let me go, get off! The pioneer girl was crying. Suddenly I felt a strobe blow from my black, everything swam before my eyes and the ground came at me with tremendous speed. Good, kill him. So, you're into children too? That's it, get him! Good. A blow to the belly. I instinctively covered my head with my arms. Not so cool now, are you? Wait, you could when he's being hit now. Another hit. By that point I was ready to lose consciousness, but gathering the last bits of strength, raised myself from my elbows and rolled several meters to the side. Blood was flowing to my eyes, turning the crowd of pioneers beating me up into a continuous red haze. This is, of course, not the best educational method, but quite an effective one, I think. From who the hell knows where came the camp leader's voice. What are you doing? Enough. Did you read Don Quixote? Zen was sitting near me, merely swinging her feet. Yeah, but I can't really remember what it was about by now. Windmills. All of your stories are like fights with windmills. What mills, please? And even if there is no mill, you will surely build one, cause you just have to fight something. You are saying that as if I am some kind of masochist. Aren't you? She smiled slyly. Xenia. What would I do without her? Sometimes I thought that everything that's happened with me in this camp wasn't that bad if this reward was waiting for me at the end. I put her to myself and kissed her. Wait, what are you? What if someone sees? Xenia blushed and resisted, but more for show, if anything. It doesn't concern you often. No, but... Anyway, where was I? The windmills. Yeah, I mean, no! I meant that you still can't settle down. Like if you had ridden that bus that time, like all the normal people. And wouldn't have met you. As if you'd been meeting me before. Oh, Slavia, Lisa, Elena. She gripped. But never Olga or Viola! God damn it! See, that means I've done everything right. To hell with you, alpha male with a heart and my food. Let's stop talking about the past, we've got a whole life ahead of us. Hey, you alive? The cold water splashed on my face and with difficulty I managed to open my bunched up eye. Over me was leaning. A pioneer. You again? What? They didn't finish me off and you decided to help? Well, go ahead then. Get on with it. Somewhere deep inside I was even happy for such a turn of events. Finally this broken vicious circle will be torn apart. No, you don't understand. I am not. Him. Who are you then? I ain't care already. It would be so nice to die now. End this loop and go on to anyone. I guess never before did I want so hard for the endless cycles of my life to continue. The only important thing is for them to obey the long established rules. Don't you understand? The pioneer said with anguish. No, I don't play these games anymore. Really, did they decide to place me in the shoes of that idiot? It is some kind of game and I'm a green noob for them. Not on my server. And anyway. I don't care. I tried to get up, but the pain made me just moan and lean against the nearby trunk. Although, if I would have to spend 5.5 more days in this damned loop, I will obviously have to make certain compromises. Okay, I don't care who you are or why you're here, but if you really want to help, I won't refuse. If here it is, the one. The one. God damn it, stop spamming me. If here is the one he wants to look like, then I can accept help from him. Yeah, of course. Bring me something to drink then. The pioneer quickly jumped up and disappeared behind the trees. Did he run to the canteen? What a dumbass. The time was dragging treacherously slowly. I lost the phone, either during the fight or even before that, so I couldn't tell how much time passed since the moment the pioneer ran for the water. But in any case, he should have been back already. My injuries were hurting unbearably. It seemed like I was starting to get a fever. Could that be an infection? I could simply die. They could at least have beaten me to death. But now I have to lie here and wait for the end in agony. Just you wait. Next time I'll show you all. The fear of death ceased to exist for me simply because one can only fear something that scares him. In my case, death would be a salvation. Though I could hardly believe that, more likely the next time everything will repeat itself, which means I'll have to struggle, have to fight for myself, for my life. Same as the first times. To do everything to not become a winner and to a snot nose like that one. Barely managed to get up on my feet, I stumbled towards the camp. And that's where we end the episode. And maybe we'll get beaten again. Alright, we'll see in the next video where this is going. See you by then. Bye.